Hi there, it's Ed Moses, and welcome back to Project Mindset. Hey, today I am doing a book review, and I know it's been a little while since I've actually been putting videos up. I've been kind of busy doing some other things, and you know, that's no excuse, but it's my excuse this time, and I apologize for that. But here's the thing: I just finished another book, and it's by Brendon Burchard, and it's called The Charge. I just recently got this book. I actually got it. There was a special offer that all I had to do is pay shipping, and I'm familiar with Brendon Burchard, and I really like the guy. I've seen a lot of the products and stuff that he's offered on the internet for quite a few years. He's got like 3 other books beyond this book, and you know, he's definitely got some good things to offer, and he's a good business coach and all that good stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd take the time and actually sit down, read this book, and see what he had to say. Now, the book's called The Charge, and is activating the 10 human drives that make you feel more alive. And it's awesome. It's really a pretty good book. There's 10 drives, and I'm not going to tell you all the things about the book, because you really need to go get the book yourself. But the drives are pretty simple. I mean, they all start with a C. So control, the drive for control, the drive for competence, the drive for congruence, the drive for caring, the drive for connection, and that's actually the first section of the book. The second is a set of drives that actually push you to the edge a little more, to make you do something. And those drives are the drive for change, the drive for challenge, the drive for creative expression, the drive for contribution, and the drive for consciousness. The book flows really nice. Here's what I like about the book. Each chapter starts out with a story based upon somebody that he's coached or had the opportunity as an acquaintance to talk to, and it was like a lot of different circumstances that actually relate to what the chapter's about. So he would start in like a conversation that he was having with somebody that was in that he was either coaching or was in a situation with, and he would tell this story, and then all of a sudden, it would go into what the chapter was really about, and what was cool about it is it made sense to do it that way. It made it interesting because you're like reading a story, and then when he goes into telling about like the chapter, whether it's like like competence or whatever it is, you'd be like, it's like, oh, okay, I can relate to that then, because he told that story, so it made it easier to relate to, and it made the book interesting because, he puts you in some real life situations of how people think about, in certain situations and what's going through their heads, and it just worked. It worked really good. I thought that was a really, really good way of starting each chapter. There was a lot of pretty interesting little personal stories about himself in there, from his past and what he was currently going through at the time from an ATV accident and a concussion and all this stuff that was giving him some trouble. And his father had just recently passed, and so there was a lot of different emotional and personal things that he was dealing with at the time, which influenced this book in many different ways. And I could really appreciate that. And we all go through trouble. I mean, it just goes to show that, just like anyone else, he's a person. He's a human being just like anyone else. And it came over really well. It was really well expressed in this book. I think the hot topic for me, though, because I'm really big into the law of attraction. I really understand and realize how it affects our life, every aspect of our life. And I could see that in a lot of different places within this book, and that to me really was like, yeah, that I can see this guy really has it going. Brendon knows what he's talking about. He understands the law of attraction, and he practices it. He doesn't really come out and say anything on that, about it in this book so much, because it's really not about that. It kind of is. I'm going to say it kind of is, yes. But it doesn't really go into it that way, if you know what I'm saying. So anyway, here's the hot topic for me, though, is the final chapter on consciousness. I kind of related to it in some ways because he was talking about a car accident he had when he was pretty young and how it changed him, how it changed his life, and it changed him. It changed his consciousness, the way he started to viewed life in general, and it opened him up to a better vision of who he was and where he was actually going. And I had a car accident when I was 19. It was pretty rough car accident. I totaled a car and it totaled someone else's car, and luckily nobody was seriously hurt, but people were bruised up and stuff like that. I had a concussion. I was cut up really bad, and it's rough. It's a tough experience, and it's something you never forget ever in your life, of course. But you walk away thinking, I was given a second chance in life because that could have been fatal. I know when I looked at my car that time, it was like if I would have had a passenger, the passenger would have been dead. There was no way anybody could have survived in the passenger seat. But I was very fortunate, very lucky. I made it through. Just cut up and scratched up in a concussion. I mean, that's really fortunate. So I could really relate to that and how it changed his outlook, because I know it changed me a lot in the way I was thinking about life in general when that had happened to me. So, but to make this short here, I'm not gonna. I really want you to go out and buy the book. I really want you to go out and buy it. If you're lucky enough, maybe you'll find one of those ads like I found, and you can get the book just for the cost of the shipping, and it's well worth it. I think I paid I don't remember, it's like $3.99 or something for shipping, and I got the book, and it came really fast through Barnes and Noble, and it's fantastic. But it's really a must read. I'm going to give this book a really good review because it's a must read. There's some really good details in here. The guy's a life coach. He's a business coach, so he knows what he's talking about. And there's some great advice in here that can change the way you think, can change the direction of what you're going if you choose to allow it to do so. And like anything, the choice is always yours. It's what are you willing to give up to make it happen. And sometimes you don't have to give up anything but a little bit of time to learn and change the emotional states that you're actually giving the universe. And this book can really contribute to your success if you allow it to. I know I learned a lot from this book. There's a lot of things that I'm going to utilize in my life. One of the things that I think was important was the conversation on being present. Because a lot of times you run into a lot of people that want to control conversations. They don't want to listen to what the other person's saying. They're a know-it-all. They just want to blabber and blabber until they get their point across, but never let anybody else talk. And it's made me more conscious of that kind of of presence in my life. I try to sit and actually let people talk and listen to what they're saying, because I know that it's not only respectful, but it can also bring you some knowledge and information that maybe you didn't know before. So I think it's an important aspect of the book as well, being present. If you don't know what that means exactly, read an Eckhart Tolle book, and he will enlighten you on presence, because he's like the spiritual leader on that subject. So, but anyway, when I created Project Mindset, the whole idea was to create a better way of doing things. And yes, this book can definitely pave a way of enlightenment to your world if you allow it to. So yes, this fits right into Project Mindset really good. So, how you use Project Mindset, well, that's really up to you, but I can tell you one thing: it's just a better way. So I thank you for your time. I appreciate the fact that you watch this video, and I enjoyed making this video. Hey, do yourself a favor, and right under this video, click on my blog. There's all kinds of books that I've reviewed over the past year here that maybe be interested in reading, and it'll give you some other reading ideas that perhaps would fit right into your interests. So again, I appreciate your time, and have a great day. We will see you in the next video. Bye now.